Welcome to Three Dudes and a Lady. I'm Mike Jones from Virginia. Join us for a little inspiration, a little motivation, perhaps a way to cope with your day.
Uh,
Hey, Earl.
Good morning. My name is Earl Rule. I live here in beautiful Raleigh, North Carolina. I've been a licensed agent for about 4 years now, and I'm proud to be where I am. And my gratitude is protecting and helping families and making this place a beautiful world. And I'm glad to be here.
My name's Jay Anderson. I'm from West Virginia. Uh, as I always tell everybody, if you'd like to come visit, come on, come on. Anyways, my gratitude is I live in a wonderful state. I do like to promote it because it does get a bad rap. So if you hear me promoting West Virginia, you'll understand that I do love this state.
And I am Christine Wright, hailing out of Brooksville, Florida. And Jay is super right. He does like to promote West Virginia. My gratitude for today is the fact that I get to own my own business and I don't have to worry about asking for time off from a boss. So I'm super grateful for that. Today Jay talked about the pressure of perfect, right? Have you ever wanted everything perfect and as a result you ended up with pressure instead, pressure for that moment? We need to remove our lives from the pressure cooker, right? Because we have enough stuff going on as it is. So have you ever been consumed with desire for something instead of just enjoying that moment? We want each experience to go perfect, right? Like when we have this experience, we want it to be as perfect as possible. But you're going to end up missing out because of wanting that perfect experience. You're not going to be able to be in that moment. So we can experience more pleasure from the experience without all the pressure from perfection. Um, what do you guys think? I'm a perfectionist, so I agree 100%. Like,
This is a loaded
yes,
topic. Loaded.
for sure.
It's
I would,
unfortunate we didn't record our conversation beforehand because we were talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly in social media, and you want to show the perfect world on social media, but what is it? Dream, struggle, victory?
yes,
Struggle being the bigger part of that.
So
and you're
here's the
exactly right, Mike. We just had this whole conversation about it, and we didn't even know what the topic was going to be for Jay. So
no, no.
it
And
was completely organic.
this happens to us quite often. So it's uh folks, if you're listening, pay attention because it does happen quite often. Here's the
Right.
conundrum. Defining perfect in one's own eye is so different than how it's perceived, in my estimation. Now, I'm not a smart person, but as I've gotten older, I have realized that there have been events that I have failed to move forwards with because I wanted something to be so perfect. And the reality is that little piece that I wanted to be so perfect meant nothing in other people's view of what they saw. Now, that's kind of hard to explain, so I'll give you an example. Thanksgiving. My wife and I have family and friends over. It's a huge ordeal for us. We love Thanksgiving. My wife can cook and cook, and all of a sudden you can see that stress level start rising, rising, rising. Now, folks, we still have enough food to feed a small army, okay? But her stress level gets to the point she starts moving side to side. I was able to recognize that this past Thanksgiving. So I went up to her and I just put my arm on her shoulder and I said, "Look, Myra, we have more than enough food here, but I just want it to be perfect. It is perfect. At the end of the day, no one's going to realize that you forgot to cook the carrots." No one's going to realize it. You can put that on there and sit everybody at the table and go around. Guys, can you see what's missing? And carrots likely are not going to be said. So the point being with Jay is don't fail to move forwards because you feel that it has to be perfect. That's only an illusion that you've created. No one else gives a rat's butt about that. Go ahead and move forwards. Then if you need to adjust during that time frame, you adjust.
And Jay, I love that. The holidays bring like it seems like we as a society bring so much pressure on ourselves during the holidays, right? For everything to be perfect. And I was talking about this when I was wrapping gifts for my kids. Like I love wrapping gifts. I love the whole Christmas spirit. I love the holidays. And I started wrapping presents like 3 or 4 days before Christmas even got here, right? Because I wrap gifts inside gifts inside gifts. So like they have like all these boxes to open, and then in that box there might be 2 gifts, and there might be more, just over and over and over again. So it takes me a little bit of time to do this, right? And as I'm doing this, like this process, I am loving the moment, right? I'm watching Christmas movies, or I even have Christmas music on sometimes, depending on what's happening. But that slaving over like 4 days of work, it takes what, 30 minutes for them to wrap or unwrap all these gifts, maybe a little bit longer, but we'll say 30 minutes. Okay. 30 minutes, right? So 30 minutes of like time that I get to see them. But for me, it's the moment, right? I try not to put too much pressure on myself during that time, especially, and I try not to put expectations on my kids and how they're supposed to react to certain gifts, right?
Right, right.
Because that's the other part to that is they could have this reaction that's completely different than what I wanted them to have, right?
Absolutely.
But I shouldn't expect that out of them, right? And if it's not perfect, it's not perfect.
And that's the thing. Again, the illusion of what's perfect to us and how we want it to be perceived is generally not now. If everything encompasses is off, that may be a little different. But generally, the pressure of perfect is a very specific event or situation or whatever you want to call it. And we like you said, you don't want to put expectations because when you're wrapping that box in a box in a box, you want whoever's unwrapping that to be surprised. Hey, it's a box. You want to see that. Oh, dang on it. Oh,
Hey,
dang on it.
hey,
Yeah, Earl, there you go.
I I know people can't see this, but in my hand I'm holding a gift box. Now, this gift box came from my mother, who sent this to me via priority mail because she didn't know what would happen to it, but she sent a regular mail. But she got creative. It's empty now, but what was inside the box, she put a gift bag in there. And in that gift bag was some presents for me. A little bit of money, little gifts, creative gifts. It's the creativity. She wasn't trying to be perfect, but perfect in the mind that when you open something and you're that joy that comes out of it is just perfect enough to satisfy the heart and let you know that somebody cares for you. And it's always for me, it's always the little things that mean a lot. I don't look for big things. I look for the little things. And that's what a lot of people should look for is the little things during the holiday. That in itself, I think makes the holiday a little more perfect and appreciate the little things. So
In your
I
eye.
did,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I always appreciate the little things because the little things can go a long way.
This is going to
So
be the dumbest thing that I've ever said, but I'm going to say
I
it
doubt it.
nonetheless.
really,
There can be a win-win situation, but there never can be a win-win-win-win-win-win situation.
Yeah.
Meaning things are never perfect for any one of us. It doesn't matter who it is. There can be a win-win. That can take place. That win-win could be me and you, win-win. But there's never a win-win-win-win-win-win situation. It cannot take place. We're human. We have flaws. So how dare us try to paint a perfect picture when we have flaws?
Right. And we know that life isn't perfect, but we try to do the best we can with what we have each and every day. And if people can't accept that, then they're not in our inner circle. We create our inner circle to try to be the best we can be every day. I learned that a long time ago in
So
my own family.
you take those two things, what I just said and what Earl just said. The point that Jay's trying to say is outside of that mind game that you've painted that perfect picture, you're missing what's going on around you. Take the time and enjoy it. As they say,
Right.
stop and smell the roses because it exists. That does exist in everything. Or there's a silver lining in this. That too does exist somewhere. But we have to think about it to make that exist. It's not the obvious. The obvious is my perfect picture is not perfect.
And if you ever run into obstacles that try to create that, sometimes those obstacles meaning it maybe just not the right time, but that's okay. When you learn to pivot around that, okay, don't try to. And I learned this from myself because I'm not trying to be a perfectionist, but I'm one of those that's structured and scheduled on some things. And right, but sometimes we need to learn to pivot around that, and there's a reason behind it. We have to learn to deal with that. But that sometimes we, through life's lessons, either it's birthdays, holidays, or any kind of special occasion, we know that things can come up in life. That life happens, but we learn to pivot around it and make the best of what we can, and learn to accept it.
All right, Earl, you and I got to be quiet for a little bit because we got our compadres that need to speak their minds.
No, go ahead, Mike.
Well, I said a couple thoughts about that. First of all, my perfect Christmas morning would be to sit back and not do anything but watch the grandkids open their gifts because I miss out sometimes. So, why aren't you up? No, I like the joy of a 3-year-old. Oh my God.
On Christmas
It's like,
morning, just the magic in their eyes, right? Like it's just so
yeah.
magical.
And that's not always going to be that way. And the other thing is,
That's
have
the
a dog.
moment. That is the moment that he's
That's the
saying to
moment.
enjoy. Yes.
And it's just I mean, if anything could be perfect, that second of pure joy on their faces. But uh, really, I have a dog, and walk the dog every day. And do I care if it rains? No. But enjoy the rain.
I
If
think
I
I would.
see it's raining, I'll put on a baseball cap to keep my bald head dry. But yeah,
Uh,
Well, in like when we were talking about before the social media thing, like, a lot of times we are trying to put this perfect post out there, right? Like we want the picture to be perfect or the video and the wording to all be perfect. Guess what? It's not going to be perfect. It's not. It could be perfect in your eyes, but somebody else is going to view it and be like, what is this? Like they don't understand it. So
Mhm.
here you spend all this time trying to be perfect when all you need to do is just be real. Just be yourself. Be who you were meant to be.
Put yourself out there, you will be judged, and some of it may be negative.
you you will be judged.
No doubt about it.
Today's world, we love to judge. And here's the scary part. Wait for it. Here it comes. We love to verbalize it.
Yeah.
Because we have platforms to do so, right?
That's exactly right.
Yep.
We love to verbalize someone else's flaw or failure, whatever you want to call it. So your picture perfect it can exist in your mind, but the reality is people perceive things differently. Why do you think they make so many options on, we'll call it a car? When you buy a car, could we just not have a car that had four wheels, four doors, rotary dial air conditioner, roll down windows, and sell it to everybody? No, no, because we're all different. We want different things. No different than the imagination of what perfect is.
Yep. So true.
Right. My other thought when Jay Shetty was talking about this life we live in a pressure cooker, do people really know what a pressure cooker is anymore? Does
I
anybody
doubt
ever
it.
use one? Are we going to be the last generation I can say that?
Yep. Mine might be the last one. Because I doubt anybody younger than me is using a pressure cooker. I mean, maybe they have a recipe that I don't even know if most people own a pressure cooker anymore.
Ah,
Maybe
have you
I
ever
have one in
seen
my
the
basement
Instapots?
somewhere.
Would you consider an Instapot a pressure cooker?
Yeah, my mother's got an Instapot.
Yeah, you can because it has the pressure cooker in it. Like my Instapot has like all these different things it does. It slow cooks, it pressure cooks, it does it all.
Useless information, but we used Instapot last night. We had beef stew. Man, it was good.
And it was done in the pressure cooker of the Instapot, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That's exactly what my mother would make with an Instapot, beef stew.
Yeah.
Christine, I used to work at a small town market years ago. We're talking like almost 1996. I was making fried chicken, chicken nuggets, potatoes, all that in the pressure cooker. We had two pressure cookers, and I'll tell you, I had to go through training to learn that because if you make a mistake on those things, boy, it's not going to be a good thing. That hot oil coming on, it's not good.
Yeah, you
No.
could get burned.
Yes,
Quick.
big time. But I mean, it was an experience, things that we learned and experiences that we had with that. I mean, and things that you learn with it.
You know what the difference between a pressure cooker is and a radiator in a car?
No,
Same concept, right?
Oh,
same
yeah.
concept.
You do not open the radiator on the car.
Right.
No, you
Hot,
do
No.
not.
hot car.
Yeah, once it's cooled down, you
Oh,
can.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna
So
say,
why wouldn't we not apply the same to a pressure cooker? I don't know. I'm
Right.
just throwing that out there. We're squirreling. That's fine.
Yeah, it's funny you said
You-
that. Mike just had to replace the radiator on his tractor.
Oh, did he?
And it got really hot, and he was like, "I just gotta let that thing cool." So we let it cool like a whole 24 hours before he did anything with it. But it was a radiator.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know not to touch that hot lid. You know, they say,
Yeah.
oh, just push down, slightly turn. Don't turn it all the way, just slightly turn. No, you don't touch the son of a bitch. Leave it alone
No.
until it calms
leave
down.
it alone.
And have you guys ever been around somebody that's getting ready to turn the thing so that all the steam comes out, and you're waiting for them? And like I had to yell at my son because he was getting ready to turn the thing, and I'm like, "Hey, get away from that! Don't touch it! Don't touch it!" And I was like, he was getting ready to touch the thing and turn it with his hand instead of like a rag or something. I'm like, you might want to touch that with a rag. And then once it went off, he's like, "Oh my gosh!" He's like, "I didn't know that was going to happen."
Uh, Folks, it's obvious we're not licensed therapists. Obviously, you listen to our conversation. We do occasionally go down a rabbit hole, which is kind of the fun part because it allows us to release how we feel. It's part of being real. And that's really what we like about Jay Shetty through the app Calm is he allows us to make sure that we recognize. And that's what he's after. He wants us to put thought in anything and everything we do, bring it to attention. As long as we can recognize these things, we can work through everything. So today's topic of the pressure of perfect was actually perfect. Peace.
Peace.
He says.